All right, so we're going to get our things together to start our seeds indoors. So first thing we want to do is double check on what we're going to be planting. Look on the back of your packets and they will show the different areas and when to plant. So like we look at this one and it's plant after danger of frost, sow outdoors. So we don't need to start that one now. We're going to put that to the side. We're going to pick up our next seed packet. This is start indoors in a warm, well-lit area about 12 weeks before the last frost. So you want to find out when your last frost date is, count back 12 weeks, and that's when we're going to start them. So we're going to start these today. So now we want to gather the rest of our things. What are we going to plant them into? So look around your house, and you can buy a pot. Those are available at any nursery and home goods stores. Or you can make some out of paper towel. You can make it out of newspaper. It can be printed. That just doesn't happen to be. This is my favorite container. This is the inside of a single coffee thing because it already comes with a hole in the bottom. And you want to make sure that you put holes in the bottom of whatever container you're going to be planting into. I like these as well, particularly if I'm going to be planting microgreens, as they already have holes as well. So now we have our pots. We're going to plant into that. We want our soil. Now our soil should be purchased. This is the one thing that I really will stress on. This is the way we're going to keep the disease down and we're going to keep the pests down, is by making sure that we have fresh either potting or seed starting soil. When you get it, it will be dry and really crumbly. You want to moisten it first. If you don't, it's like putting water on a dry sponge. It'll run right off. And how you know you have enough is when you squeeze it, nothing comes out of it, but it'll keep a clump in your hand. So that way we know that it's the right moisture level for what we need. So we're going to go ahead and put some of that in our pot. Pack it down. Want it to be nice and firm, but you don't want it to be, really, really heavy. So just give it a nice pat down like that. You want to leave a little bit of room in the top because that's where your water is going to go. If you do it all the way to the top, when you water, it's going to run off the sides. Then you're going to look at your seed packet. So this will tell us how deep to plant. Okay, barely press into the seed starting medium. These seeds are really tiny and it will be very different for each one. So I'm going to pour a few out. And they're this little. I like to put several in there, and we're just going to put them in the top, and you're probably not going to be able to see these, but we're just going to put them on. We're going to press them in. Now that, hopefully, if they all germinate, we'll actually have 3 or 4, and we'll want to thin them down to one plant when we're done. Usually I take the one that's most in the middle or the one that looks the hardiest. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and water. So we need to have our water things together. So what I like to do is find, these are both soda bottles. Now you can buy these little tops here, or you can make your own, which is just the top of the soda can or soda bottle, and then you take a nail or a little fine drill and just put some holes in it. And the reason that we want to use this instead of a regular watering can is because that has a big spout, and it will actually make like a little Grand Canyon into your seeds, and this will give you a nice fine sprinkle like that, and that's what we want. So we're going to go ahead and water that in, okay? And then if you're planting multiple seeds, like I usually do, I'll plant 3 or 4 different types of tomato or flowers or whatever it is. You want to make sure that before you put this in with the others that you mark what it is. So this is our Snapdragon. So we're going to write right on the side of the container. If you don't have a container you can write on, you can put in a little stick of some kind, a popsicle stick or something. So now we've got it marked, and I'm going to put the date also on there. Okay, and then I'm going to put them in here. Now this little container that I have is a lettuce container, and I really like using this because it almost makes like a little greenhouse. So once I have all my plants in there, I can put this on top like that. You don't need to be real, just you want to keep the moisture in. So now I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it underneath my warm area, so either on top of my refrigerator, or if you go all special, you can buy a heat mat. You can put that underneath. You can put it in your furnace room. These seeds don't need to have light until they've germinated. And germination, you'll know when they start popping out of the top. So we'll keep the top on. I can also water from the bottom in this. So when it comes time to water them, I can go on top or I can go underneath like this and put water all around it. And what will happen is the water will wick up from the bottom. As soon as you start seeing the water on the top, then you know that you're done. If there's still water in the bottom, you can go ahead and just pull these out, remove the water, and put them back in. Put your top back on. It's a great time to check. Is anything germinated? I don't see any little bits of green. Put that back on top. As soon as you see the little seedlings starting to pop up, you want to take off your top and move this to the light. So either under your lights or in your sunny window. If you have lights, you want that to come down just as close as you can. Your seedlings will reach for the sun. If you're in a window, it's really important that you turn on a regular basis so that your plants, they kind of will grow up like that because they're going to reach for the sun. And same thing if they stick out beyond your lights. So just try to keep them in there as much as you can. Pretty soon you'll have little seedlings and you'll be getting ready to put them outside.